Welcome back to Live What You Love. So we've got two pieces of Osage that have not been processed yet. I'm going to teach you guys how to process them. Let's start out with this one. So whenever you're first looking at these, the pith, which P-I-T-H, is the center kind of chamber of all of these. You want any split that you do on this type of wood to run through the pith. So for example, you wouldn't want to split it here because that doesn't go through the pith. Anything that you split needs to run through there. That'll lead to cleaner and more even splits down the whole thing. So this one, because it's so central, is actually a really easy one to figure out where to split. So you kind of can't go wrong, just do 90s. Tools that we're going to need in order to split these logs into staves, you're going to want a hatchet. You're going to want, potentially, you don't always need this, sledgehammer, and you're going to want some real nice wedges. To start, the first thing we're going to use is the hatchet. You don't want to use a wedge in the beginning because they get wide so fast, and the Osage has so much built up tension in that wood that if you're using something real wide and you're hitting it with the sledge to try to get it in, the Osage will actually spit it back out. So you want to use something real narrow to start it, like this hatchet here. And you can see how skinny that is, so that's a great one to start this split. So like we said, we're going to start it with the hatchet because it's thin. You always want your first split and any consecutive split after that to run through the pith, which again is that central area. So what I always do is just line up the hatchet in that central area and then just keep it there. And then you get your sledge and you're going to smack this thing. And then you're going to get it started. A lot of times it'll bounce out the first couple times until you really get in there. All right, so at this stage, we're at the thicker part of the axe, so we can get a wedge in here, and then we'll just start working it down the whole way down this this log. Say this wedge is really in there. I wouldn't be able to pull that out with my hand. But the next wedge we get in will most likely loosen up this wedge. So you kind of just repeat. So you get one in here, you take this one out, and then you continue down. Okay, so we just split this thing in half. Took a little more work than it normally does. This one really held together and had a lot of cross-linking fibers. So it was kind of a pain in the butt, but the pith on this one is still right here. So we're gonna split it straight up and down, right here. You still wanna go through the pith on the second split though. So we're gonna start that the same way. And use a hatchet again. All right, this is everything after it's all split up. We got 8 total. We got 4 out of each of those original logs. Now we have 8 staves, which is great. All we have left to do is to get some coating and paint the ends. So these, all the way on top and bottom, all the way across, and that'll seal it in. If you don't do that, you're gonna get cracks starting at the ends, because that's where most of the moisture wants to leak out, is the bottom and the top. But if you seal it, it'll be a more evenly distributed release of moisture through the whole thing, which is a lot more desirable. So we're actually going to use polyacrylic. Just wrapped up putting the polyacrylic on all 8 staves. What I like to do is kind of let it dry overnight and then reapply, and then you put them in storage and write the date on them for whatever date you're putting them in storage. Or some people will put the date a year from now, so it's like a destination date for when you can actually use the stave to make a bow. All in all, I hope this helped you guys a lot. See you guys next time.